when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to overall nutrition, when it comes to overall health and wellness, just consider that health or creating optimal health does not have to be difficult. Creating optimal health does not have to be difficult. We typically make health difficult because we as a society have been so ill-informed about illness or the way of illness or the way of internal affinity. We've been so misinformed. We've been misinformed on the food pyramid, or what we call the basic food groups. When we were in elementary school and were told about the 4 basic food groups or 5 basic food groups, whatever it is these days, we've been taught that this pyramid, which was created by U.S. government, is the standard by which we are to follow as a society, as American culture, for optimal health. This is the U.S. standard. This is the standard. Well, we see that the standard way of health has created all sorts of health problems or health challenges for many people all over the country. Many people all over the country have or currently have multiple health conditions. Multiple health conditions. One following the other. And with multiple health conditions brings multiple medications typically. One medication for this illness, one medication for this illness. And then if the medications don't work, then we up the dosage of each medication. So now we have a higher medication for this condition. And then we have a higher medication for this condition. All the while, all the synthetics are creating a worse condition internally, because now it's creating malfunction within all of your vital organs internally. So the thing to consider is, what can we do to reverse the symptoms? What can we do to reverse? So when it comes to nutrition, many people are, one thing I've noticed over the years, and this is from 2 decades of observation of people and myself as well, because I'm not immune to this. I'm not anyone special. I've eaten all the standard foods that most people eat still today. All throughout my childhood, all throughout my early adult years, I ate the standard, what they call the standard American diet. I ate it all. I drank all the different levels of cow's milk, from whole cow's milk, from organic, unpasteurized milk that comes in the glass bottles. I've had 2%, 1%, non-fat. I've had it all. I've eaten, again, the standard American diet that typically creates most of your illnesses. Typically. And what I see is when people begin to want to change their diet or change their physiology, or if they want to lose weight, which is pretty much the standard. Most people want to lose weight or make themselves healthier by reducing their caloric intake. But the thing that I see is that many, if not most people, stress themselves counting calories. Counting calories. They count the calories for every piece of food that they eat, or they put every portion or piece of food that they have and put it on a scale to measure it. Again, this creates stress. Food is not to be analyzed. Food is to be enjoyed because it metabolizes better internally. Food metabolizes better when it's enjoyed versus being analyzed. We analyze food too much, and this creates stress. This creates stress. And the number one thing that I've seen that hinders weight loss or continued weight loss is stress. Stress. Because we don't trust the food that we eat, or we don't trust the food that's been provided for all of us here on this planet for millions of years. We want to put it on a scale. We want to analyze it and measure its caloric content, when all the food that has been here and provided for us in abundance has never been needed to be counted for calorie content. All the food that we've had provided for us is supposed to be consumed in abundance and enjoyed. Because when food is enjoyed and when the stress levels have reduced, your body will assimilate and create affinity internally. When there's no stress, when there's no resistance, we create too much stress analyzing food, using too much of our left brain to analyze the food versus using more of our right brain to just enjoy and reap the benefits. That's what food is for. We're supposed to eat food in abundance, natural food, and eat it in abundance and enjoy it. But we're too busy using our left side of our brain to analyze the food and stress ourselves to high heaven, wondering, is this going to be enough food for the day, or is that going to be enough food for the day? Am I eating enough food for the day? Am I eating enough carbs? Am I eating enough fats? Am I eating enough protein? We're stressing ourselves. And this is the reason why so many people plateau the way that they do. We're using our left brain too much. The male side of the brain. The left side of the brain is the male side, and the right side of the brain is the feminine side. The left side of the brain is the electric side. The right side of the brain is the magnetic side. We're using too much of our electric dominant side instead of using our relaxed knowingness side, our right brain, our feminine side of our brain, and use it to enjoy the food, assimilate it, and use it to our advantage as energy, the way nature intended. This is pretty standard with how the body works. This is not rocket science. This is the standard of how all of our bodies function internally. And when we use our brain the way nature intended to understand food and not be fearful of food, many people create their own health conditions being fearful of food. We've heard of anorexia and bulimia and all the other body image, quote, disorders. People not being acceptant of their own bodies, the bodies that were given to them through their chromosomes and DNA of their parents. Many people have body issue challenges or body image challenges. Body image challenges. And in today's society, we see that more and more people are resorting to artificial ways to change their physiology, which is an insult to the human body. All we need to do is use what's been provided for us. That's all we need to do. And also, with how the economy has been looking lately, food prices are skyrocketing. it would be great to consider getting the biggest bang for your buck. And you can still make yourself healthy or healthier, or begin your process on learning what it takes to be healthy without the stress. It's not supposed to be stressful to be healthy. Being healthy is not supposed to be stressful. Becoming healthy will be hindered through stress, through an abundance of stress. So it would be wise to consider taking the time out to learn what creates health. What creates health? A positive attitude. You can start there. We can start there. A positive mental attitude. Knowing that you can be healthy, whatever conditions that you may have. You don't have to have them for a lifetime. You don't have to have diabetes for a lifetime. You don't have to have heart disease for a lifetime. And all other internal malfunctions, ulcers and digestive malfunctions. We don't have to have any of this stuff. Another thing that's suggested is to do some sort of internal cleanse. Many, if not most people, have never done an internal cleanse ever. I mean, we clean our skin, which is our largest organ, or what's called the integumentary system. It's our skin. The suit that covers all of us. This is the suit that covers all of our internal organs, all of the blood, all of our lymphatic functions, all of our arterial functions, venous functions, all of it. The skin suit. So we shower or bathe and clean our outer suit, or we clean ourselves externally, but many, if not most of us, have never cleaned ourselves up internally. And because of this, we get further and further and further behind the 8 ball. And then when we hit our 30s and 40s, then the illnesses that you didn't take the time out to be aware of, now they're forcing you to be aware, because the symptoms now have gotten so severe. All red flags are up. All red flags are up now because you failed to recognize the red flags when they were in a more minor state or minor conditioning. But because most of us wait, we allow illness to fester and maximize through neglect and through being ill-informed as well on, again, what it takes to be healthy. Health does not have to be difficult. We make being healthy difficult. I mean, we do a whole lot to make ourselves ill. We do a lot of stuff to make ourselves ill every single day. Every single day. So for people that want to lose weight, the simplistic concept is that you want to burn more caloric energy than you take in or consume. That's the simplistic concept for weight loss. If you want to lose weight, you have to burn more calories than what you take in as food. Now, to gain weight, you do the total opposite. To gain weight, you do the total opposite. Total opposite. We live in a world, a dimension of duality. Up, down, hot, cold, in, out, front, back, left, right. So if you want to gain weight, you just do the total opposite. You consume more calories than what you burn off. You can still exercise, but your exercise will be more to a minimal level versus your caloric intake. Your caloric intake will be more than what you burn off. It's real simple. Weight gain, weight loss. It's real simple. And then eating the proper or having the proper nutritional energy, because your body functions off of nothing but energy. Not all the synthetic foods that we eat. Your body doesn't function through synthetics. And in most of your packaged food, or virtually all of your packaged food, they're loaded with preservatives. This is how they keep their long shelf life. Preservatives. And most of these preservatives is what creates illness. Preservatives. The same preservatives that scientists use to keep animals in state, or keep different organs in state and keep them from decomposing. Preservatives. This is what's been used for decades in our standard synthetic food supply. Preservatives. And these preservatives are flowing through our bloodstream day in and day out. And then we wonder why we have the symptoms that we do, the aches and the pains and the joints, muscle pain, or muscle fiber pain, or what we call fibromyalgia, which is a muscle fiber pain, because the nerves that attach to the muscles are compromised. They're inflamed. Perpetually, they're inflamed. So when we find out and get to the root cause of what's creating the inflammation, you have simultaneously created your cure. It's very simple. The human body will heal itself, or will begin to heal itself, when we're given the right fuel, or when we give ourselves the right fuel. I mean, you can't, I've said it time and time again, you cannot put economy fuel in a diesel truck. You can't put diesel fuel in an economy car. You have to put the correct fuel. The correct fuel. Whether you want to gain weight or lose weight, whether you want to build muscle, or whether you want to just maintain just standard health. Just be healthy. Just so you can live a long, healthy, successful life. This is what creates longevity, energy. Energy. Your body functions off of nothing but energy. Not this big giant plate of food. And with most of it being synthetic, or loaded with pesticides or herbicides or other preservatives, your body's not going to heal through that. Your body heals through nature's food, or food supply. Your fruits, think of all your fruits as cleansers. All your fruits are cleansers. Start eating your fruits. Apples, plums, peaches, nectarines. All the fruits that you love, whatever it is. Apricots. You can even go exotic. Dragon fruit. Jackfruit. You name it. Whatever it is that you like. Watermelon, honeydew melon, cantaloupe. If you're gonna eat watermelon, cantaloupe, or honeydew melon, eat them by themselves, because these are your ultimate water fruits. So you want to eat them by themselves. Watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew melon, or any of the melon family. You want to eat them by themselves on their own, because of the water content. You don't want to mix melons with other foods, or more solid foods. All your fruits are cleansers. All of your fruits are cleansers. So instead of taking a shot of apple cider vinegar, just eat apples. Eat apples. Because apple cider vinegar, some people swear by it, and that's fine. But I do know that the high acidic value can be damaging to your digestive lining. So just be cautious of that. Any type, and that goes for any type of vinegar, not just apple cider vinegar. But for those that do choose to use apple cider vinegar, consider diluting it with unfiltered apple juice. The clear apple juice, not the filtered apple juice that's clear, the clear juice that's loaded with sugar. No, you want to dilute it with the unfiltered apple juice, the cloudy stuff. Or you can make your own apple juice. If you have a quality juicer, make your own apple juice. It's 10 times better. You know it came from you. You can buy apples, some of the better apples to buy, Fuji apples, Honeycrisp, Pink Lady. Go after those, not the standard red apples that go into the school system. Those standard red apples, those are not the best apples to eat from a nutritional position. Go after the Honeycrisp, Fuji apples, things of this nature. Plums, instead of drinking prune juice, eat plums. Eat plums. No, not prune juice, eat plums. Because you want the living fruit, you want the living foods, or you want the living live nutrients, you want the living cells. This is what your body, or this is what the cells in your body are craving. They're craving energy. Energy. Not synthetics. Not even frozen food. Your body's not craving frozen fruit and vegetables that are loaded, again, with preservatives. Not canned fruit and vegetables. No, they're loaded with preservatives. You want live. This is the best way to, this is the better, if not the best way to go if you want to create optimal health. There's nothing better than living food or live food, or what we call raw fruits, raw vegetables. Vegetables are your nourishment. Vegetables are your nourishment. Whatever vegetables that you like. Carrots, celery, broccoli, purple cabbage or red cabbage, purple or red onions, green beans, or any kind of other beans, because you're getting your protein. Black beans, red beans, or what they call kidney beans. You're getting your protein from there. These are loaded with amino acids that create your protein, which are called the building block. The affinity of amino acids creating protein. This is what your body is craving for. And these are the nutrients that help to eliminate or reverse the symptoms of illness, or your illness symptoms, or it will reverse what's creating your malfunctions. I mean, the body is too magical, and unfortunately, many of us take the human body for granted. And, we listen to certain physicians on the television telling us certain narratives over and over and over again, telling us that there is no cure for this and there is no cure for that. That's an insult to the human body to faithfully perpetuate that narrative that there is no cure for any illness on the planet, that our human bodies are just weaklings, or our bodies were just made so weak, and we're so fragile and so susceptible to any and all illness, any and all virus, any and all bacterium, that we're just wide open for all of it. And quite frankly, many of us are, because we haven't strengthened our immune systems. We've consciously or unconsciously weakened them. by lifestyle. All of this has to do with lifestyle. But the good news is that any lifestyle that's been created that has negative or adverse circumstances, that lifestyle can always be changed into a new lifestyle, or a better lifestyle, or a healthier lifestyle. But you have to make that decision that you want that to happen, and that your teachability index is sky high, because you have to be willing to do something different. You have to be willing to learn something new and something different, and you have to be willing to accept and embrace change. Change. Doing something different. Because if you don't, then we'll have to go into the definition of insanity, doing the same negative things over and over again, expecting a positive result. Insanity. And no one has to have that either. I mean, insanity and schizophrenia and mania, these are all psychiatric labels, or what we call mental illness labels, that no one has to have. No one has to have any of this. When we realize that we have 100% control over our own brains, over our own thoughts, and over our own decisions to want to be successful in our health endeavors, or if we want to remain perpetually ill, the endeavor to be perpetually ill for a lifetime. And many of us have this. So many people have had their physical conditions for decades. I mean, people have had conditions for decades. Asthma, COPD, bronchitis, you name it, diabetes. I always call these the big three: diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. All of these are still relevant, and they're highly relevant. And in a COVID era, we really need to start monitoring how we conduct our overall health. I mean, we see that there's so many new variants and monkey pox and all of these things just coming out of nowhereville, again, to create the fear factor that there's another viral boogeyman, or a boogeyman virus, or a boogeyman bacterium that we need to be fearful of. Again, the narrative is that we have to be constantly on the lookout for the horrid virus that have been amongst us for millions of years. But because we haven't learned how our bodies function, we haven't learned what it takes to be optimally healthy, we don't listen to the right people giving us the correct information on what it takes to be optimally healthy. And it doesn't have to be difficult. We make it difficult because we listen to the wrong people. We listen to the wrong people. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for considering Kennetic-Fit and Wellness. If you believe nutrition and wellness counsel is right for you, schedule your consultation or sessions today. Contact Kennetic-Fit and Wellness at area code 562-306-8944. And coming soon, the Kinetic Hour. Conversations with you and guests. Kennetic-Fit and Wellness. Mental attitude first.